Here I am again. I'm in what looks like the secret garden. So it's Sunday. We made it to Sunday. How about that? Congratulations making it to Sunday. So, a lot of things going on lately. So I contacted this promoter and he asked me my weight class, and I fluctuate, I guess. I fluctuate between different weight classes. I fought at 145, 155, 160. I have not fought. Actually, my first, I don't think I fought at 165 yet. I don't think I'm going to either. Because there's like, I'm not a super big guy, like I'm not small, but I'm like medium sized. So even at 160, which was my last fight, the guy I fought was, I think he weighed in at like 165, 166, something like that. But I mean, in Thailand, you know, they're not super strict about the weight. I'm starting to learn. I mean, I should have figured that after my first two fights in Thailand. But anyway, I went in with the mentality that I have when I'm in the US fighting. They're a little bit more strict about the weight classes. But yeah, a lot of really big guys that are normally like 180, 190, 200 pounds. Cut down to like 160. I mean, maybe not 200 pounds, but 180, 190. A lot of people lose like 20 pounds. So imagine if you're 190, 180 normally. You're probably a pretty big dude. If you're 180, 190 and you're training like you're supposed to train to fight, then yeah, you're probably a tall dude. Because the taller you are, obviously, the more you're gonna weigh. So anyway, my last fight was with this guy who was literally 6'4", a lot taller than me. And that was that 160 weight class. At least they told me 160. 165, 166 for him. But yeah, I definitely held my own, but I should have stayed back and focused on fighting from a distance, because that seemed to be working to my advantage. I mean, they say Smaller guys should be more aggressive and try to get in close, but I have pretty long arms, so my reach is probably about as long as, you know, somebody who's like 6'2", and I'm like 5'11". So it was working out. Plus when you're kickboxing, you got your legs too, so that's also adds to your reach. I mean, if you're just boxing, all you got is your arms. So it makes more sense to be like, to want to get in close when you're doing boxing, but you got a little bit more leeway when you're doing kickboxing or Muay Thai, because you got your legs. So anyway, I got a little too aggressive. I thought I could clinch with the guy, which is not very smart. It's not very smart to try to clinch with somebody that's like almost half a foot taller than you. But I figured, you know, since I was doing so good with, you know, just kicking and punching him, that maybe his clinch wasn't that good. But I went in, and the moment I went in to try to clinch up with him, he swept me, and I mean, that kind of ruined the fight for me. I got right up, you know, but it doesn't look good because the judges are like, you know, the judges are judgy. I mean, that's their job, is to judge you, to be judgmental. So the way you really win, and I'm learning, is that it's all about presentation, you know? You have to look like the dominant fighter, so you can't be getting swept. I mean, I would have won the fight if I didn't try to go in close and get swept that one time. But in Thailand, if you get swept, that's like a big deal. Since swept basically is, you know, when you kind of get tossed, or they kick your legs out from underneath you and you fall down on the ground, which doesn't hurt, but you get right up afterwards and it's like nothing. It's not as bad as like getting punched in the face and hitting the ground. But I wouldn't have won that fight if I didn't try to come in and get aggressive like that, because I actually hit him with a straight right cross, and I hit him so hard that his legs started wobbling. I saw his legs wobble, like his whole body like wobbled, like it's like I don't know if you ever seen something like, if you had something rubber, anything rubber, and you know how rubber wobbles, that's kind of what happened when I punched him. So that right there, like I literally hit him with so much force that he wobbled, and he like fell back and went so far back that he landed on the ropes. And I should have just jumped on him right there, but I don't know. I was like in this sparring mentality that, you know, you good? You know, I was like thinking, usually when I hit somebody real good in sparring, I'm like, oh, you good? Kind of like apologize. And I don't know, I should have just been more ruthless. And the moment I did that, I should have just jumped on him and started throwing uppercuts and hooks, but I don't know. That's what happens, you know? That's why it's the amateurs. Like, you gotta discover what your tools and your weapons, your strengths and your weaknesses. And then, you know, as you get more experience, you kind of streamline your everything so that you're not making big mistakes. Like, I mean, you're not taking as many chances when you get in the ring, so that you can, you know, get more wins. But well, it did show me one thing though. It shows me I need to work on my clinch. And also taught me that if I'm in a similar situation, not to take so long after I clearly stun them, to capitalize on them being stunned. So I mean, I kind of fought safe, but, or that was my whole mentality in the back of my mind, is to fight safe because he was a lot bigger than me. Not take too many chances, but then I end up trying to clinch with him, which was kind of taking chances, so kind of contradicted my thinking right there. I don't know why I did that. It might have been because I have like a wrestling background, and I did wrestling. It was like one of my first disciplines, so when you're in the heat of the moment, you kind of fall back on instinct, so that might have been why I tried to tie up with him. But clearly I need to work on my clinch. I need, so that I'm not so easy to sweep. I think maybe when I go to Thailand, I might spend a month at a clinch specific school. There's a school there. It's called FA Group. It's pretty clinch specific. That way I can kind of work on my clinch. I think I have the basics down, but I mean, I need to work on getting swept, obviously, so I don't make those mistakes again. I mean, if I was going against somebody my side, I know how to get in clinch with them and, you know, dominate them, but going against a taller guy, it's like, it's very difficult to clinch with somebody that is a lot taller than you. They're at the advantage. Oh geez, oh geez. I wanted to win that fight. It was so close. Such a close fight. But yeah, you live and you learn. But yeah, I was this guy from another promotion that I'm trying to get in said he wanted my weight and my, whether I want to do amateur and what else did he ask? Oh yeah, he asked me what town I was in. which I won't disclose. But yeah, at least I'm taking a step in that direction, you know. Maybe I'll be able to get a 6th fight in the US, different promotion, then get a 7th fight this summer in Thailand. I was hoping to have 10 fights by my 40th birthday, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm gonna be 40 this year. It's crazy. But thanks to martial arts, I think I've taken pretty good care of myself. I mean, I could have taken better care of myself, but compared to some people that are 40 now, I don't look nearly as bad. But wow, 40. That's like half of what most people live. I mean, these days, what's the average? I think the average life expectancy is like 75 or something like that in the US. So I'm basically middle age. Holy cow. I don't feel middle age. I still feel like, I mean, I do have injuries and stuff. A lot more injuries than I did when I was in my 20s. But my energy level is, you know, in a lot of ways, my energy level is better than my 20s. And I think that's just because I understand my body more and I know what vitamins to take, and, you know, I get physicals to find out what I'm deficient in. And I didn't really know about that in my 20s. I didn't even know how to get a passport in my 20s. I wish I did, though. But, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. I was pretty dumb and ignorant and, I guess, closed-minded in my 20s. And then I think I got better at learning things. I removed that fear of the unknown. And instead of fearing change, I learned to embrace it. So then one thing at a time, I accomplished one thing at a time after that. One challenge at a time. And now I'm just, you know, I'm embracing every challenge that comes my way and pretty much conquering every challenge that comes my way. So my advice to you guys in your 20s, so that you don't waste 10 years like I did fearing the unknown, is challenge yourself, get a passport, travel, learn new things, Don't fear failure. Yeah, some things you'll fail at, but some things you'll succeed at. Things that you never thought you would be successful at. And each success will make every future success easier. Because the first thing to succeeding is being confident that you'll succeed, believing that you can succeed, or believing in yourself. So, at least for me. And every new success will make the future successes more feasible. Yep. That's what I think. Anyway, I'll see you next stream. Take care. Happy Sunday.